welcome everybody. We are here for week 3. I am Thousand Eyes, joined alongside Gavin on my left. And today we have for you GE Amethyst versus ImPerium. I am so excited for this matchup because it should be a fairly interesting one. And we will be getting into draft very shortly, but why don't you kind of give us a little bit of a rundown here, Gavin?
Yeah, so we have G&D Amethyst versus Imperium. I'm expecting a little bit of a spicy pick, maybe. I'm gonna keep it close to my chest just in case I'm wrong, because I've never been wrong before. My cat is going to just go ahead and walk in front of my keyboard. Yep, go ahead, take your time. But yeah, so it should be a good game. Looking forward to it.
So scoped. Oh yeah. Well, let's give the go ahead for the teams so that we can get into our draft and stop having Gavin have to hold on to everything. So we are ready to go. So I have let the teams know. Obviously, I believe so far G&E has kind of had a bit of a struggle so far. Um, so we will see how that kind of works out. Maybe I'm mixing the two up. I believe it was G&E that has not won a game yet this season, and that may just be due to strength of schedule because they have gone up against two 4-0 teams. So credit where it is due. They may be okay, but we don't know entirely as the draft has started here.
The Imperium is the one that has their 0-4.
I'm an idiot. All right, Imperium. But the same applies. My apologies.
Oh, good. Video games are fake anyway. So we have Jinx banned out, makes sense. Hecarim and Zac banned out. I think that's a pretty big bans. Tank junglers that with a lot of engage are super big right now. Very strong. It's kind of hard to nerf ranged engage. It's a hyper carry meta, so engage is gonna be good.
Yeah, Hecarim has been incredibly good. Zac is obviously one of those champs that can engage from so very long, but Zeri has not been banned, and that means we are going to be getting Zeri as Gavin's cat decides whether or not he wants to be in the room with them anymore.
Yeah, he's gotta go to the bathroom. It's fine.
Fair enough.
I like the Zeri pick. She's pretty much the AD carry right now. We're slowly emerging from the Jinx Aphelios meta, which is nice to see because, good God, I love both of those champions, but oh my God,
seeing it every game is a bit much. As the Jhin will come through, has been very potent, especially with the Gale Force, can pop people very well. But that does mean that if tanks are picked up, there may be a little bit of a struggle for for Imperium because they don't have that tank busting just yet, and that is a Taric that has been locked in.
boy, it sure is. Haven't seen a lot of Taric, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. I think it makes sense too because when Jhin and Shen both engage in your team, you do have a lot of heads up. Like, it's very obvious that it's about to happen when you see a Shen shield on someone or a Jhin ult coming through. So I really like that pick. I'm sure it pairs pretty well with the Zeri, who can move fast and reposition, keep yourself safe until the ult comes down. But yeah, that's interesting. And then Diana is a very strong jungle champion right now, so yeah, good pick.
Okay, so it is the Zyra Jhin, kind of the classic that does come through. Very, very good laning focus there. That does scale pretty decently, but with the Diana locked in here, I think one of the things that I'm keeping my eye on is who are they going to be picking up mid lane for G&E, because Diana can be very, very good at setting specific champions up. Yasuo is one that comes to mind, and with a Taric to give him some invulnerability, that could be a very terrifying combo.
So I think their mid laner likes to pick a lot of AP mages, Lux, Cassiopeia, that sort of thing. So if it were me, I would say Lux is great. She's good at disengage, shielding, team fighting, the whole shebang. So that's a good pick, and that leaves you open to a potential because then your top lane could be whatever you want, because you already have a pseudo tank in Taric and that whole engage. You could go tank, you could go AP bruiser like Gwen, Shyvana, whatever, or you can go like an AD fighter like Riven or anything like that. So yeah, gonna be interesting. I like that. Leaves yourself open to multiple possibilities.
Yeah, and you can see that the Darius and the Akshan have been banned away by ImPerium, so they do not want to allow for those AD threats in the solo lanes to come through. Seeing that there is an AP jungler, it does kind of give the idea that that could happen. The Lux seemingly going to be banned by G&E themselves, so Gavin has proven himself to be incorrect at least once in his life.
No, they did pick it. They just picked it for the ban phase.
No, that does not count.
I am right. Called it.
No, does not count. No, not
we
giving
take
you that
those.
one.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's still probably gonna be a mage, unless I'm super wrong, which has never happened before. That's definitely gonna be a bully bear jungle. So they're leaving their mid lane last to counter pick.
Yeah, so the Volibear, a solid pickup there for the jungle. The Shen obviously going to be in that top side, gives a lot of protection and a lot of capability for dives right now. Because if I'm looking at this composition, I'm saying this is a team that is going to dive you, but that's really scary to do into a Taric.
Yeah. And also, Amethyst team very much wants to go forward. That is a Kled and a Diana. That's a whole lot of movement speed and AoE and unstoppability. Ooh boy.
It's also really good against the dive too, because Kled just has that little bit of invulnerability when he does lose Skarl. So I feel like G&E have just kind of read this and are really hard pushing to like get that dive. Yeah, and there's an Echo. Once again, very, very hard to dive. So I feel like G&E have kind of recognized this and are hard countering it. You hear him hovering the Yasuo. We'll see if that is locked in.
Don't be a coward. Do it.
As Gavin is very excited for the possibility of...
Like, normally I'm not that huge of a fan of it because you're usually playing it into like mages or whatever, but like Yasuo versus Echo, that is a straight skill matchup. But Orianna, that makes sense. It's a good pick. I don't hate it, but damn it.
Yeah, so it will be the Orianna pickup, giving a little bit of team fight potential here, but I'm almost kind of wondering if this is a little too late here. This draft will start. I didn't update our thing, so apologies for that. I will fix that just now.
Actually, like, I don't ever think like Orianna's a bad pick, which kind of makes her unexciting in a way. Like, it's always fine. She never excels, but she's always fine. And I do think it kind of like, if they can just get to late game, like, they'll be fine. I don't think a Kled should be able to tear through a Shen and Volibear front line before a Zyra and Jhin and Orianna can tear through that. I mean, he's not that tanky. He's kind of a fighter, sort of. So yeah, it'll be interesting. There's a lot of bursty team fighting on the side of Amethyst, and a lot of like, I don't know, these late game team fights are going to be really interesting. They're going to swing one way really fast.
All right, yeah, and kind of like we said though, I'm really scared of the dive coming through, just not for G&E Amethyst, but actually for ImPerium, as it just does not seem to be a really solid matchup for them, because that just, there's so much ability to counter those dives, and if I'm watching a Volibear dive in onto a Taric, it just becomes a game of who can last out the longest in that, because you have Volibear to turn off the tower, you have the Shen ult to provide a lot of protection, but is that going to be enough to deal with the Kled remount, the Taric ult, the Echo ult? So much survivability coming through here that ImPerium is going to really have to pressure hard to keep those cooldowns on cooldown.
Yeah, these fights are gonna be very explosive. There's gonna be a lot happening, a lot to pay attention to. So you have your work cut out for you.
I apparently do. So not gonna be a fun time.
Keep track of a bunch of meatballs running in and a bunch of running away, and then eventually it'll flip. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Just looking at lane matchups alone, though, you have the Shen, who's always kind of a solid matchup to me. Shen, I hate that champion because he seems to be an incredibly great scaling tank that also wins solo matchups, and that's terrible, and I hate that. So the TP is going to come through instead of the Ignite on the Kled there. Do you see that going any other way still?
I think if you take Ignite on Shen, you're trolling, personally.
I agree, but I'm just looking at this from a lane matchup perspective. You're going up against somebody who does have the Ignite and is capable of doing some things in the early game.
All things equal, nobody inting running it down or whatever, there should not be any solo kills on the top lane. Like, it just shouldn't happen. If Shen tries to engage on Kled, he can just E away. Shen does not have that much engage, so even if he hits the E, he's not going to kill him. And even if he has the damage, there's the dismount. So, like, and then if it's the same thing, if Kled engages onto Shen, he can just E away. He's got the auto attack negation. Like, there's no way these champions kill each other. So I actually think maybe like Ghost or TP would have been better on Kled. Like Ghost if you want to kill Shen because it gives you the stick-to-itiveness that you kind of lack with Ignite, because like it's Shen, you're not killing him unless he plays really overextended. So it's either going to be a super boring lane and nobody's going to die, or it's going to get a ton of jungle attention, because whichever lane gets ahead first is going to be able to impact every other lane so hard, because they both have either global or semi-global ults that can affect other lanes. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think the other one that I'm really keeping my eye on is that bot side there, because Jhin Zyra is a very, very potent lane, and you can see that ImPerium recognized this with their summoner spell choice, the Jhin taking the exhaust over the heal, because they are just looking to get a win early with that range.
Yeah, not taking a heal that's spicy, but I guess it makes sense.
No, I see it a lot. Definitely see it a lot recently.
You see it a lot, that doesn't mean it's a smart thing to do. But honestly, in this case, I do like it. I mean, Zeri Taric should not have that much kill pressure onto a Zyra. And that long range poke and engage is going to be nuts. It's so easy for a Zyra plant to poke you, and then the Jhin W comes in, and then before you know it, there's a bear in your face. So
yeah,
it's likely there's going to be some kills in the bot lane too.
Yeah, I think it really just applies on that early game though, because once that Taric ult does exist, it becomes very hard to do much about that bot lane. So we'll keep our eyes on that, especially in the early game. But we are going to take a quick break as we get ready for the game. Do not go anywhere, guys. We will be right back with game 1 of GNE Amethyst versus ImPerium. welcome back, everybody. We are here for game 1 of G&E Amethyst versus ImPerium. G&E on the blue side and ImPerium on the red side here, as teams are just going for the 5-point start. Nothing too crazy. Diana having a little bit of fun here. That's a glacial on Zyra.
That makes sense. If you're worried about dive, glacial is actually a really great tool because it reduces damage to your entire team. Not to you, but the rest of your team, which is fantastic if you're playing Zyra, because you just snare them while they're engaged and boom, they can't move and they're not doing as much damage. So it's a great pick, honestly.
Yeah, good pickup there for Heartseed, and will stop a little bit of that engage. So it'll be the quick poke and run back. Heartseed did get a little bit of damage down, so a little bit of money in the pocket, but it is not that much, as it is 2.6 to 2.5k gold up on that top side of your
GG.
screen.
Game over. It's lost. It's over. They have a lead. What are we gonna do?
You checking the mid lane, Zurzel and Shadow. They're just gonna be poking out. This Echo in the mid lane gonna be a little bit rough, as Oriana's early poke there, level 1, level 2, not a fun time for a melee champion.
Yeah, and Oriana took Electrocute too, and Ignite. She wants to kill this Echo, which is super interesting because Echo took Teleport.
Yeah, looking for those cross maps. I think part of that could be just the lack of the teleport on the top side, so maybe having something to counteract that Shen in some way, shape, or form. Heartseed getting a couple of roots there because the Glacial was on cooldown there, but taking a bunch of damage in return. Remember, the heal on the Taric will mean that even trades will help out for the side of G&E, but Flash is burned. Here comes the stun onto the Zyra, who does get caught out and die. Heal gets burned, but the root does not hit from Mase, and that will be the back away. Level 2 coming through. The stun is going to be coming back up soon on that Taric, and there it is. Does not hit this time. And now Mase actually going forward here, but there is Zeri to provide a little bit of protection. Clean 1-0 there for the side of Phoenix and Electric Boogaloo.
That is pretty rough because you do not want to be losing lane as a Jhin Zyra. Jhin does not play super well from behind, and Zeri is supposed to have a weak early game. That's like her whole weakness.
Oh, wait, here comes the root again. There we go. The lane that we expected. The flash and exhaust forward here from Masa going forward, trying to get the 4th shot ready, and now it is there. Gonna get it off, and will back away. I believe survives that tower shot, as up in the top side, Diana getting pressured out by this Volibear. The sustain of Volibear in the jungle does mean that Diana has to play very safe here and will have to get help from the Kled if Volibear comes back.
Yeah, Volibear is a big old meatball even in the early game, and it's hard to compete with that when you're a squishy Diana with no items.
Definitely not a fun time, as so far it is just that bot lane getting the action, but junglers looking in that mid lane. Directed camera does not seem to want to care, as we finally get that look. There is the flash from Silent Snow, so that will just be the retreat. Nothing burned for G&E, but ImPerium losing the flash on the Volibear.
Yeah, this all makes sense. Good on the bot lane for going 2-0. Like that's, Jhin, I mean, being able to come back after that, what feels like a really stingy level 1 loss is that could be rough because your whole lane is about poke and tempo. Oh boy.
Yeah, fighting in the top side. I don't know if it is a kill, but that will be the dismount there, as Taskwai having to flash away, the ignite going down, and gank bot side does force back Mase and Heartseed, but nothing burned there. So a little bit of a failed gank for them.
That's I didn't expect Shen to ever be able to solo kill, but I was a little nervous about my prediction of no solo kills in the top lane, because like Yeah, he shouldn't be able to kill him, but that's assuming you don't overextend and you decide it's okay to lose a bunch of CS, and that could be a hard mental hurdle to get over. Oh boy.
Yeah, TP has come back, and that is going to be the fight coming through, but Kled does not have the rage to remount there, and that will be maybe the kill. Trying to get in. There it is. The TP actually doing the work to get the kill for the Shen, and that will be the 1-0 in the top side in favor of ImPerium.
That was just pure greed right there. That's greed. And he bought a Giant's belt on his way back, and I'm not super sold about that. That basically has no combat stats at all. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why you wouldn't go Ninja Tabby first, but hey, it's all good.
Yeah, definitely a different pickup than what we have seen before. Stun tries to come through from Electric Boogaloo, but not going to be going into anything there. And now you can see level 6 on the Shen, level 6 in the mid lane as well. This is where some of those champions will start to be able to do a little bit more, as the Shen getting into that bot side could be big. Remember, in this patch, there is no TP before 14 minutes, so it has to be from the Shen ultimate. He either has to ult in or TP to his own allied tower.
Yeah, I think that that TP change was actually a pretty... Oh, another kill?
Maybe, as here comes the Diana, only level 5, so no ultimate. Diana not seeming to want to take this. A guy is going to just back away, an Ice Cream guy. Two guys.
Very strange pathing.
Yeah, two guys up there and two guys doing nothing.
Yeah, that's certainly a way you can play that, I suppose. Anyway, but yeah, I think the TP changes were actually a pretty nice buff to Shen, because it used to be that he could just TP at level 6 and the other laner would be able to follow him, but Shen would have lane priority when he got back. But now, Shen is the only one who can make plays in the bot lane on the drop of a hat.
Yeah, as maybe a little bit of a greedy take on that Dragon. Silent Snow going to get into a fight with Zerzel, as there is the kill there going over to Phoenix, and now the fight continues. Everybody grouped up here. Great shockwave there from Shadow. Will confirm 1 kill. Heartseed picks that one up, and now the engage coming through. A guy using the Diana ultimate, the move fall doing work, and the curtain call opens up. This could be big here as 2 kills go over to ImPerium. 1 to the Diana. All in all, I believe just a 2 for 2. As Zerzel not in a great spot. That is not your side of the map, buddy, and you are going to be going down as well. Silent Snow taking that one away.
ImPerium are almost at a kill a minute. That's pretty substantial.
My time to shine.
Yeah, he's got a 1.5 gold lead at 8 minutes into the game. That ain't nothing.
Definitely solid.
And Jin, like I said earlier, he loves to play from ahead because, like, getting items on him means movement speed. It means damage. It means so much for him. And also on, like, Volibear is going to be a big old meatball, and it's going to be so hard for Zeri if she doesn't go the crit build that everybody says is mathematically better, but for some reason, everybody who plays Zeri only builds the Triforce into Titanic Hydra build, and
here's the thing, Gavin. You can't put a mathematical value on fun.
That's true. You can't. People have tried, and they will try again.
Yeah. So, gotta be the Triforce build from the Zeri. But right now, Jin doing really well. Although, look at the CS difference in bot lane. Zeri doing really well, and if we do check the gold there, Zeri's actually ahead in gold despite the deaths and everything, as Ice Cream Guy getting a huge wave crashing onto this tower. And lots of people looking up bot side, or top side rather, onto Tasquai, but he's just gonna back away. Diana looking to just pop in.
Yeah, I mean, multiple murders happening live.
Multiple fights going down. So not gonna turn into just too much yet, as Diana will show on a ward. Silent Snow gonna be picking up that red buff and hovering near the Diana to try and counter out any aggression.
It's interesting because it feels like Zeri and Taric have the advantage in this lane just because of how it's been playing, but they're dead even in gold. Even though there's a 25 CS differential, and that is a
Yeah.
dead Yordle.
Yeah, Kled now dealing with a little bit of aggression himself. Ice Cream Guy gonna get engaged upon. Will get the remount here and does have the ult. He gets flashed on by Silent Snow, but now here comes Diana for the Moonfall. Tons of damage going down onto Silent Snow, who will fall first, and Taskwai is next on the menu. The Q does hit, and now fighting the bot side here. There's the Zyra ultimate. Taric does not pop the ult and will die. It is a trade of supports, but top lane going well in favor of G&E Amethyst.
That is such a stupid champion. That sucked. He was dead to rights there until he wasn't.
I mean, look, it's what you sign up for with the Kled. It was a good flashover from Silent Snow, but the counter gank from a guy did work.
I think if Diana wasn't there, he still got away. Like he was fine, and that sucks, and I don't like it. Oh.
Yo, get your fingers out of the cookie jar there, Zerzel. You just got a little styled on there, buddy.
Yikes! That is rough.
That's just free money over to Orianna.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't get a Dark Seal, but still, that is going to be a big Orianna.
Look, I would be very, very scared to take a Dark Seal into an Echo. Just feels it feels really scary, because if that goes wrong, it just feels like you wasted your gold. But
I mean, it gives you increased health on potions, so it's a defense item.
No. That doesn't make it a defense item.
Yeah, it does.
It has defensive capabilities.
It does a defensive thing. It's a defensive item.
If an assassin item has health on it, does that make it a defensive item?
Yeah.
Okay. I am no longer going to listen to Gavin here, as Ice Cream Guy is going to get engaged upon by the Shen, actually doing the engaging himself and not really coming out the better for that one, as Shen is starting to get that tankiness going, has the Balmy Cinder, and
this
will
is
be
an underrated part of playing Shen, I feel, is eventually he just stops taking damage, and if you can kind of like do the thing where you engage with E, you get your poke down.
Here comes engage on the bot side here. Electric Boogaloo now popping the Taric ult, will be backing away, but that means it is not there for the dive. Silent Snow gonna get the stun, and Masai trying to come in for the follow-up, but will not get it. It is just the Taric ult blown, but that is a massive cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't. I mean, the Dragon Up is soon, but it is only second, so it's not a huge deal to fight for that. That is a lot of wards.
ImPerium want that dragon.
Yeah, we're getting them dragons, and honestly, that's fine. Stacking dragons is a fantastic way to win the game, because you do see that it is a cloud dragon coming up next, which means it's not going to be an ocean or a cloud dragon afterwards. So it could be an infernal, or it could be a hextech.
Top side there as Ice Cream Guy and Taskwai gonna get into the fight. There's the remount, and that will be it there for Taskwai. Goodbye, Fred. You can't dash away from that chomp on a rope. And the ult will be used just to pick up the kill. Ice Cream Guy now starting to get a little bit of control in this lane. And on the bot side, though, ImPerium do pick up their second dragon at 14 minutes.
That is nuts as a champion. I hate playing against that boy. It's so hard to win fights against him, because it's always that, like, oh, I think I can kill him. I'm almost positive I can kill him, because it doesn't look like he has that much bar. And then you hit him once, and he auto-tracks you once, and boom, Scarl's back. And you're like, well, I guess I'll die.
Yep, not a fun time. Rift Herald did get used in the mid lane there for G&E, so trying to get a little bit of something back for themselves after losing the dragon, but did not crack the turret just yet. Tower plates have fallen. TPs are unleashed. Nobody has it off cooldown yet, but these next teleports could come anywhere along the map.
So I think they could have pushed that in a little bit more aggressively. It's pretty low, and opening up mid gets you so much freedom to do what you want. They've already got top tower, so you can start sending Kled places and having Echo move over to cover top if you need to, but I don't know. What do I know? It's fine. Play safe. Be babies.
Gavin, you're the color. You're supposed to appreciate safe and tactical play.
Yeah, but the only color I see is red. So I want violence, fighting all the time. Here we go. Bear hitting a ward. Okay, well.
It's violence against a ward. Does that count?
I guess. I'll take it, I suppose. Man, this game started out so violent, and it's slowed down.
We're still at like a kill a minute.
I know. But we were at like 1.5 kills a minute.
Oh, well, maybe you're getting your wish here as here
There we
comes
go.
the gank up topside, but a guy is here again, and we're going to see the Moonfall again. The ult will come through on the Volibear to just try and keep some health up, but Taskwai is going low, and a guy will pick that one up. The turnaround once again. A guy has the reads on this topside.
That was unfortunate target selection on the side of ImPerium. That's that bummer thing of like, can we please hit the same person at the same time? Because Diana was right there. Chasing the Scarl.
She's also less tanky.
Exactly. A lot easier to kill, a lot closer. He is trying to kill your Shen. Oh well. Would you see the mythics coming out for both Shen and Volibear? Both tanky, both engagey. I like Frostfire on Shen a lot.
Ooh, here comes the
violence.
ultimate, and that will be the Zyra dying. The Radiant will come down. Electric Boogaloo just going to block that out there, and it will be the easy pickup on the Zyra out of position.
They actually, I'm not taking damage.
Oh, he
today,
tanked a
thank you very
tower
much.
shot there. Masai, though, does do a lot of damage, and Electric Boogaloo will trade his life for hopefully a pickup here on the
wow.
kill. Phoenix has to flash
dead, though,
away,
right?
and a guy
he's
moving
dead.
forward. That will be the pickup. Just going to use the E without even hitting anything on him to get the kill confirmed.
He almost outplayed the bejesus out of it. That is his first death of the game, by the way, and he is 5-1-2. If there is an avenue to a victory, it starts with a 4th shot.
It definitely does, because that Jhin do be doing damage. But the... Oh, Zerzel now getting engaged upon. That will be the re-engage from the ultimate there as here comes the Kled, and diving with Kled is a cinch. And the rope does claim another victim.
That was like pure narrative Kled. Like, oh, I see this bear is running at my ally. I'm going to like sprint.
I do
straight
have
at
a
him.
bear trap on a rope.
Like,
Heartseed?
that's so funny.
You good, buddy?
Oh no.
I'd say having to burn the flash there. Don't know if he just wasn't paying attention or what. There is level 8, so a decent chunk of experience down. We'll take a lot of damage from this areas. Shadow is looking around, going to use that here. They do not know that there is the Orianna, and that will be the shockwave to death. It doesn't matter if it hits one, if it hits the right person. And Electric Boogaloo also going to be going down here as well. Double kill for Shadow. And this Orianna is starting to be real scary.
Shadow is so good at Orianna. That was really, really good. The margins for error there were so small. She was just on the edge of that shockwave and managed to land it. Yeah, really well played. That was great.
Great job there from Shadow, who is alongside
Also has
this
the most
Jhin.
farm in the game.
Yeah, alongside the Jhin too, just lots of kills being funneled into exactly the people you want them to. They do back right as the dragon spawns, which does give the opportunity for G&E to clear out the vision and try and get some control, but their bot lane is not coming back just yet, and Zerzel is not in a position to be able to take these fights.
That was smart by Shadow to recognize, like, okay, they're going to back, but I have to stay because Dragon's up, and I need to hold this, otherwise they can push it in, get Dragon for free.
There's a Rift Herald on
They
that
have,
Kled.
it is a 4v4 on the bot side, and he does have a Herald.
Yeah, this is a little scary for the Shen here. He's going to be looking to try and come into this dragon fight and confirm this. There is the engage. It only hits onto Masai, but that will be the Zhonya's picked up. And Zerzel going in deep, doing lots of damage. Nobody can get onto the Zeri, but the damage comes out just before the Cosmic Radiance hits the ground. And Masai will pick up 2 kills. Electric Boogaloo going to get the Jhin. And now here comes Zerzel getting 2 kills for himself there. The ult will give him some health, but he is still Zurzel in a not favorable situation as Silensto is just going to run him down and do some solid damage. Ult will come through, Blast Cone hits, and I think actually this is working out in favor of G&E because of that Rift Herald on the top side. Task Y, he came in with the ult, and now look at everything going wrong. Rift Herald coming through. And that will be a dead Kled, but will it get... No, that will not be a charge onto the Nexus towers.
He maybe didn't need to stay there, but, you know, you appreciate the heart of it.
It was a little greed, but that is an inhibitor open at 20 minutes there. Very, very nice for G&E. The question is, can they make anything out of that? Because if you don't do anything with the inhibitor, guy flashing over, going in, maybe going for the fight once again. Nobody wants to stop it. Is guy that picks up the dragon with the smite, wins the smite fight. And now Phoenix is going forward, hits the slow onto Masae, but Masae does a lot of damage. And there is an Orianna looking around. Here comes the shockwave, and now Phoenix gonna get thrown in front. There's lots of damage coming down from the Echo, but everybody is getting out of range or using that Zhonya's. There is the Moonfall to pick up the Zyra. The Echo does not survive past the ultimate, and Imp Shadow will go down after Zurzel peeks back around. It is chaos in the last couple of minutes of this game.
Oh no. Don't be greedy. No!
Yep, goodbye.
I was prepping to sing his praises, by the way, because that fight was so close for him. His health bar dipped so impossibly low, and he's spacing these fights out so well. He's just on the edge of where he needs to be, and it's super fun to watch this level of play, to be honest. Yeah, it's these fights are so fun. The kills are dead even. There's a gold difference of less than 2,000 gold, and up until a moment ago, it was looking like one team was gonna get the soul, but now everything's in kind of just a weird state. So we're gonna continue seeing more dead even team fights that are really close, and I love this.
Well, here's the thing though. Look at the tower difference. There are 5 towers taken for G&E, but none for the side of ImPerium. Is another fight coming through. Here comes the Taric for a little bit of protection as Ice Cream Guy going to hit the bear trap and a rope onto the Orianna, but there is, oh my god, the dismount actually avoided the shockwave. A double stun comes through, and now Ice Cream Guy trying to turn it around. Taric will go down. Task Y gets the flash taunt onto the Kled, and now Zurzel trying to make up for the loss of his comrades, will get the kill on to the Shen, and now backing away. Zurzel is going to just use the slows to buy time, but once again, the macro throughout the fight, despite it being a lost fight, it is G&E that are picking up the wins on the map.
Yeah, these fights are going like dead even or slightly favored toward Amethyst, ImPerium, and they're still bleeding gold. And like, there's one way to look at it, and there's so much standing gold for ImPerium to get. There's so much gold available to them, but yeah, it's so hard for them to push out right now because they're. Oh, that is ballsy to back inside the Echo.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't show to enemies as quickly as it does to allies.
Oh,
so.
he saw it. He saw it towards the end there, and it took a second for him to be like, "Oh, he's actually coming now."
Yeah. As you check back in, Dragon in 2 minutes here. Mountain Soul would be very nice for either of these teams, really. Giving them a little bit more protection against the high damage of this Echo and Orianna and Jhin and Zeri. There's a little bit of an engage here. Task Y going in onto the Kled, who does have some help. Zurzel and Electric Boogaloo are around. Here comes the Kled ult going on to Task Y. Shen needs to get away. The Shockwave will buy a little bit of time. Echo ult does come through. Task Y still low. Ice Cream Guy is deep in there, but the Shen does not have any magic resist and will die immediately. Silensto going back in with the ult for the health, and there goes the bear. There goes the Diana. Both junglers down, but it is still all for G&E as they are cleaning up the fights.
That Kled lived for so long. There was so much healing and shielding coming out of the Taric and just his base kit. Like, oh my god, you could not ask for a better frontline than that. That was so good. And it's really interesting the way they played this map, because they were they were winning fights and getting towers in the top side, and so they said, okay, well, ImPerium said, okay, well, we're gonna start taking dragons, and that's great. But then you stop the third one, and you're already on the inhibitor, so even if ImPerium get the next 2 dragons and they get the soul, that is 10 minutes from now. You are not lasting 35 minutes.
But here comes the engage. That'll be the Taric just going down. The Cosmic Radiance just to buy a little bit more time, but it is doomed for Electric Boogaloo, and that is 30 seconds before the next dragon. They do not have the Taric, and they do not have the invulnerability going into this fight, so this could be a little bit unfortunate. Silent Snow gonna get a little bit of aggression. Oh, Heartseed, you gotta be careful, buddy. Where are you going? You don't know where they are, and you found them, but I don't think you wanted to, as that is also the Jin going down. Silent Snow now trying to get in here. Shen ult will come through, but I think Silent Snow is still dead. No, will survive now, as it is just the Diana and the Kled coming through, and Kled will pick up the kill onto Silent Snow. Task Y is in here alone, does not have a way out, no flash available, and G&E are starting to pull away in this game.
Through just really smart macro play, they recognize, like, of course they're going to want to try to take the dragon right now. That is their only avenue into this game. Oh no.
Yeah, Kled coming in onto Shadow, and now Shadow might be in a little bit of trouble. Dodges the shockwave, and Ice Cream Guy, don't know if he can complete the kill, but he's definitely styled on them and made him a little bit more scared of that Kled, I think.
Yeah, that's Kled. You're on the horse, I'm invincible, I'll never die. Off the horse, oh no, I'm in danger.
Call an ambulance, but not for me. As
But
he
actually,
gets back
for me,
onto
for
the Scarl.
Scarl.
Yeah.
Call an ambulance for Scarl, please.
Please call Scarl back.
Has anyone seen my dumbass horse? He looks like a lizard.
So now here's the thing. We did, like you said, the dragons were going really well for ImPerium until that second Rift Herald with the Kled on the top side. They took so long on that dragon that Kled got so much open on the top side, and it's kind of felt like it's been G&E's game since that. What do ImPerium need to do here to try and turn things around? Because it's just kind of constant bleeding of gold right now.
Despite the constant fighting, it's never really been a straight 5v5. It's always G&E pulling them around the map, and then, taking these odd skirmishes here and there, and then also being like, while you're doing this, look over here, your tower's gone. So they need to be able to make sure that all 5 G&E members are in the same place and get a good engage on, because they do have very good team fight. But now, the gold difference being what it is, that is going to be a lot harder. And now you have to contest with the fact that they can take Dragon or Baron pretty quick. Zeri is no slouch on the Baron, and we didn't call it out, but that's a 25 stack Medjai's on Echo.
Yeah, that is a full stack. There is the curtain call opened up, but the curtain is already closed on the Baron, so an easy pickup there for G&E, as they will sneak away the Baron and head back home to spend that money they have earned. And interestingly, I just noticed this Kled has gone Sunfire instead of going for an offensive item. Offensive.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. Offensive is coming through onto the Shen. He's got the global to get in, and there is no way out, though, for the Shen. The bear trap on a rope yanks him back over, and it will be another death for this Shen.
Yeah, that's really smart itemization out of Kled. Recognizing your role on the team and then building towards it. They're going to win fights because Kled is super hard to kill. And then while he's doing that, because he's still a damage threat, if he gets on top of Jin, he will just kill him. While that's happening, you have the Zoomy Zeri and Echo, the Zoomer squad, roaming around the back line, just assassinating targets. These team fights are very hard to play on the side of ImPerium at this point.
Oh, and yeah, they can just push this in. Great shockwave coming in here, and there is the Moonfall. Lots of damage going on to Shadow, who will fall. Heartseed is going to fall as well, but the Taric does die in the process. There Zerzel has to back away. Mase is still alive, and Task can provide a little bit of protection. Silent Snow on the outside trying to get back into this, but cannot. It is a 2-for-2 across the teams, but the inhibitors are going to fall. That is 2 inhibitors down. The Baron pressuring ImPerium hard.
That was about as good as of a fight as you can hope for on the side of ImPerium.
Echo may have gone in here a little bit too hard. There is the remount there from Ice Cream Guy, who's going to go back in, but he does not have the health or the protection to go in. Silence, so you're going very deep, friend. You need the Jhin to follow up. Here's the curtain call once again, but it is just going to be for naught as, ooh, that was actually kind of close there.
It's fine. You actually can't kill him while he's on Scarl.
Oh, I know, but like, if it was any other champion, he would have been dead.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's ridiculous. I hate that champion very much. That's one of those champions that's like, I hate it enough that I should ban it every game, because it tilts me off the face of the planet when I do play against it, but it's not played enough, so,
It's not worth banning. Like, statistically, it is not a good decision to ban it, but...
Yeah, but then when it does get through,
yeah,
it's,
I see. It surprises me because you seem the type that would play Kled.
I do like Kled. I suck at Kled, and I don't like. He's one of the champions I feel like I should love playing, but I just can't get it around my head.
It's just stupid aggression. Strong. That is exactly what I think of when I think of Gavin.
That is true.
Yeah. Dragon will be on the menu there, and GNE is just going to take this one for free as Zerzel does look up towards this Orianna, possibly trying to see if he can get something going, but it is just going to be the back away and the slow push, the slow choke coming through from GNE.
I would also like to point out that they are stacking 4 mountain dragons onto the Kled front line. Kled front line.
Blunt line.
That's a very hard Kled to kill. It's a beefy Yordle.
Yeah. Very, very... It's weird that there are 2 tank Yordles. Like if you count Kled as kind of like a tank. It's like you have Poppy, like... They're small and tiny, but they're very, very... very beefy, but that will be another inhibitor going down to fight. Maybe breaking out. Ice Cream Guy getting taken low. Does not have a good opportunity to get back in. There is the Moonfall. Does not really get out of a lot. There is Shockwave coming through that will kill the Diana. Heartfelt goes down, and now Mase is trying to deal enough damage to Zerzel, who will die in the process. This is a fight that is being won by ImPerium, and they're chasing down this area. She is kiting as best she can, and Ice Cream Guy is trying to provide enough protection for Zarian's now going in, doing the damage. That is 2 down. And now going for the 3rd, will fall in the process, but that may just be the game for GNE as they do clean up their massive damage from the Kled on the tower, and now going for the Nexus, a crazy endgame fight and turnaround from Phoenix to win the game. What a finish to game 1 of the night.
A really fun game to watch. The team fight was amazing. Oh, that was awesome. More of that, please. That was so fun to watch. Everyone played that really well. The Orianna shockwaves were just perfect. They were like, they at least killed 1 person every single time and caught at least 1 more. And it's so hard to catch the Zeri and the Echo. But yeah, really, really good team fighting from both teams, honestly. I think ImPerium just unfortunately got out macroed. It happens, but like you can come back from that. That team fighting was like, all things else equal, dead even team fighting skill. I don't know who I would give the advantage to. Both of them played really, really well. Just small mistakes here and there.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, that was an amazing game to cast because it was just so back and forth in the fights, but it was just the macro difference came through every fight. While it was going fairly even, it was always something gained from GNE on the opposite side of the map, and I think that ability to win the fights without the numbers advantage and pushing on the opposite side and getting things in every single step there came in clutch for them. We will see if they can continue that process as we do take a break and get ready for game 2, guys. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back after this break. And hello, welcome back, as the teams have already gotten underway into this draft, so we are just hopping straight into it, as we have bans being done right away.
Yeah, let's boogie. Straight into it. Same bands, too.
Same bans so far. As Hecarim going to be banned away. If I do check what we had last time, it was Jinx, and then it was Vigar being taken away. It is the Zeri this time, so the Vigar is available. We'll see if it is going to be Genie picking that one up immediately, or if they are going to go elsewhere for that.
It's interesting, because, if we do the exact same picks as last game, which we're obviously not going to because Zeri, but if we do everything else the same, except we swap Aphelios for Zeri and Vigar for
Echo?
Echo. No, it would be Vigar for... Who is their mid laner?
Echo.
No, the other side. Because they're the ones who banned it. Whatever, doesn't matter. But yeah, I think it would be about the same.
Hold on. ImPerium banned Vigar last time. It is now available, so G&E would pick up the Vigar.
I know, but I was thinking ImPerium could pick it up.
Well,
Orianna, that's who they were playing.
Orianna, yes, that's who they were playing. But regardless, Sivir's going to be taken here, which is a little bit of a surprise to me because she has not seen a lot of priority, and now we're getting to see her very early on in this draft.
That makes sense.
I mean,
it's also probably pretty good into Aphelios because one of the Aphelios' big issues is abilities. If you spell field his ult, that's like all of his team fighting gone. So that's a good, and they both hyperscale late game. Sivir's really, really good at team fighting late game. She's got the movement speed buff for her whole team. She's got the AoE. She's very good. So I actually like the pickup, especially like if you're expecting the game to go roughly the same. You're like, okay, we're gonna
be at it all the
fighting
time.
Champions. Let's go. Sivir's a pretty good one. Same with Gragas. Really good at peel, really good at engage. In the right hands, you can do some crazy stuff. Yes! 2 weeks in a row! Hell yeah! Alright. I see you. Cool.
Alright, well,
It's gonna be a swift 2-0, I see.
for those who are not aware, Gavin is a major fan of Kayn, so very happy to see that one. And the whole reason that I brought up the Sivir too is because generally when I see Sivir, it is champions that are, or it is a composition that is built around Sivir's ult. You know, very, very much a bruiser, death ball style of composition where you push R and you run straight into them. So I'm kind of curious if ImPerium are going to lean into that, or if it is just a, we want to be able to go against this Aphelios and lane a little better kind of thing.
I like Amethyst. They draft really well. I love their drafting style because the things that they have right now, you could go two totally different directions with it. You could do a pick comp where you go blue Kayn, and then like Kayn himself is a beautiful like example of we could either do assassin or we could do bruiser, and both serve really different functions for a team comp. So they're doing this thing where like you could go really heavy into pick comp. You could draft something like an Ahri and then I don't know, like a Riven or something, because their top laner likes playing Riven. And then you have this really strong picky, like, we're gonna scrap all game, it's never gonna be even, we can pick you out really easy. Or you can do a big team fighting comp, because Thresh is still fine into that. Aphelios has great team fight. Go Red Kayn, just never die. So they're doing this really cool thing where they're waiting to see what ImPerium draft and then picking a direction then, which I think is a really, really, really smart way to draft. A lot of the top tier LCS teams will do it, especially if you have a spicy pick in mind. Save it for last. Build a somewhat generic comp that can go multiple directions, so that like you recognize like, okay, this has been a good game for this thing that we had planned. You can pivot really easily into something else, and it just works. So really like this drafting coming out of Amethyst. Like the Lux coming out of ImPerium, by the way.
So here's what interests me though is, So far, the secondary bans here from G&E are the Orianna and the Morgana, which kind of points to me that they don't know where this Lux is going. They don't know if it's a mid lane Lux or if it is a support Lux so far, and they kind of wasted one ban based on that, because either way, they have kind of banned something that has already been picked.
So, Morgana's a stupid champion because you could play her in literally any role. So, if they have some insider knowledge about maybe, you know, someone plays Morgana top or Morgana jungle or something stupid like that, you can, I mean, it's a multi-purpose
You are hurting
ban.
Brennan a lot there with the flame on the Morgana jungle.
He's a strong champion that's easy to play and can go anywhere. Yo, they're just building my team comp. I love this.
I hate this.
Oh, I'm so happy. This comp rips. So it's so good. I want to see who they pick mid. If it's a Kali, I'm gonna lose my mind.
We will see there. No, it seems like it's going to be the Veigar. The Veigar that was banned away. Game 1, like you said, still kind of blind. It could be the Lux, which is not a fun matchup for Veigar in the early game. But we will see what it is ImPerium want to lock in there. The Jax seems to be the pickup, which does tell me that it is... I don't know.
Probably Gragas jungle.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's probably Gragas jungle because Tahm Kench is great in the 1v1 unless someone can block his auto attacks that apply his stacks. So, and Jax can get out of his combo pretty easily. So I like it. But yeah, I love Amethyst's comp so much.
It's just all your favorite champions.
It is a lot of my favorite champions. Ignoring that fact, I do really like this comp because one of Kane's weaknesses, I think, mostly if you're going blue Kane, but a little bit if you're going red, is you want a comp that a rest of your team to be able to survive without your constant intervention. And that seems counterintuitive to Kane, who can walk through walls. You think, okay, he's going to be everywhere. He's going to be part of every team fight. But by that I mean, in team fights, your other 4 players need to be able to work by themselves so that you can find those flank angles and your team's not like, okay, well, where's our jungle? We can't initiate this 4v5. Like, if you can initiate a 4v5, Kane pushes that like you're never winning that, because if it's blue Kane, he is annihilating that backline. If it's red Kane, he can come in on that backline and you'll never kill him. So Tahm Kench is so hard to kill that it buys so much time for Kane to play with space, and then FL, like, their team comp is really good.
The Veigar also provides that space as well with the,
exactly.
with the E. So there's a lot here that G&E seem to really understand about how to build a composition and how to build it one piece at a time there. ImPerium, on the other hand, though, I mean, the one thing that I will note is if it is an assassin Kane, there is only one place that he can go to get those stacks, and that is the bot side there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't have to exclusively get blue essence.
Correct,
so, I mean,
correct.
Obviously it
but
helps.
It means that he has to focus on, if he's doing damage, it has to be on that bot side.
Yeah, if you're playing bot lane on ImPerium, you're like, well, guess where he's going.
That's
but
if it's Assassin Kane. It still could be Red Kane.
If it is. Yeah. So, and that's another thing. That's what. Looking at their comp, the Kane lover, could not tell you which color they're going, and that's really cool. Really smart drafting. Yeah. So if it's Red Kane, he'll never die. If it's Blue Kane, I'm expecting some busted damage numbers because he is nuts.
Look for the first strike.
Yeah. I love that that's an item for him, by the way. Another thing I wanted to mention while we're talking about Kane, because we don't talk about him enough, I was actually watching Brox's stream.
If we ever stop talking about him, we are not talking about him enough.
I was watching Brox's stream. Really good jungler.
Is he?
He rates... Yeah? Are you joking? Brox is really good. Anyway, ignoring that dumb question, he had a tier list of junglers, and right now, obviously, Hecarim is number 1. That's like he's nuts right now. And then Zach was up there, Diana was up there, like all of those champions are S tier. Kane was S tier for him. He said Kane's busted. If you want free LP, play Kane. I haven't watched enough to get into his reasoning. I don't know if he means, he said both, so I think he just means the versatility in the kit is advantageous, but he might be busted again. We might be back to Kane days.
Yeah. Well, on the other side, though, we've talked enough about Amethyst composition, right? I want to talk a little bit about ImPerium's composition, because we do have a very brawler style of composition like we kind of expected. The Sivir is there to give the move speed to the Gragas, to the Jax, and the Echo. And the Echo, it wasn't Shadow that was running that last time, but it was still really solid, and obviously shows that the Echo can be really potent into these Mage versus Echo matchups.
Yeah, and in that game, Echo did not get any kills in lane against Orianna, and I expect that to hold true. Echo should not be able to kill a Flygar. Just didn't happen. So we'll see there. Expect a lot of roaming. It shouldn't pop off until the mid game. But yeah, I keep harping on this because this is like my dream comp. But their team comp is also very good. Sivir is really good at team fighting. Gragas is a super underrated champion in the amount of utility he can provide in team fights, and he's super tanky. Lux is a great champion just in general. Jax is going to scale to the moon. So if this ImPerium squad does get off the ground, there is no limit to the, like,
yeah,
they got this.
I mean, yeah, because it's important to note here, if it is the Assassin Kane, Gragas is great at dealing with that. He can just barrel him away, he can body slam into him. If the Tahm Kench is a problem, Jax is a great answer to that, because he can counter-strike the auto attacks, which is how Tahm Kench builds up that threat to you. He has to auto attack to build those stacks, and Jax can counter those fairly effectively. So there are options here for ImPerium, but with that, we are going to take a quick break to get into Game 2. Guys, do not go anywhere. Game 2 of G&E Amethyst versus ImPerium coming up just after this break. Hello and welcome back, everybody. We do get into Game 2 here. Same team, same sides. as everybody is going to be spreading out here. Just once again, going for a little bit of 5-point start here. The same little cheesiness from Guy here, who wants to poke it. Does not have the first strike, so is already kind of a point towards the red cane in this game.
Yeah, I thought about it. It's going to be red cane. He has red smite too.
Yeah, so.
As like I know red smite is good at damaging and dueling and that sort of thing, but like you can't take red smite on blue cane. You just can't.
Yeah, so gonna be most likely the red cane coming through, and I think personally that is the better option here, as it is just gonna be it would be so difficult to try and get in onto that back line, because one, you got Sivir Spell Shield, which can block a lot, and then you've got the Gragas that will run a lot of interference here. So not super surprising, but it is going to be a bottom side start for both junglers here, maybe looking to have some impact on this top side.
Yeah, I did want to touch on that too. It's really hard to gank as Kayn into Sivir Lux, because Lux can just snare you, because your engage route is just a straight line. And you only have 2 combat abilities, so if one of them gets spell shielded, like, you are crap out of luck. So unless your bot lane has a really good engage, it's a bad time.
That it is. As speaking of bad times,
Woo.
Lots of poke coming through, as with the Dark Harvest on the Sivir, going to most likely be that Sivir with the lethality build coming in. Already topside trading a lot here, pointing towards some early ganks possibly. Level 2 on the Tahm Kench coming in. Task is taking a lot of damage. Ice Cream Guy winning these trades really effectively, and with that Dorn Shield will heal up very nicely.
I don't think so.
My game's freezing every so often.
Oh, I see.
By the way, so I may be a little behind.
Little behind. I am currently at 247, 248.
Yeah, I'm a good 15 seconds behind.
Ooh.
I can't change it.
Oh, you can't?
Nope.
That's
it's showing I'm at the max.
I see.
Yikes.
Well,
oh well, we'll make do.
You know what? Well, I'll get into this, as Task is going to get dove under the tower. Ice Cream Guy going to pick that one up very easily. And I'm going to pause at 312, and you...
No, you keep going.
No, we're pausing. We need to be together, guys.
No, it's pausing every once in a while. It's going to keep happening.
All
Just
right.
don't worry about it.
Well, that's... Okay. See if you can catch back up, and if you can't, we will just kind of roll...
I'm a professional. I got this.
I will in the meantime. But I've got on Discord, if you want to take a look at that. Let's see if we can roll with that and make that work out.
Yeah, we'll do it live. It's fine.
Well, it will be there if and when you would like it. As
Thank
we
you.
will get back into the game here. Electric Boogaloo there, just looking for some of these hooks, but nothing gained just yet.
I want to call out Kayn is a guy is farming really well. He is clearing very fast, and he is now heading towards bot side, so it's likely he maybe wants to go that purple orb pay the bot lane a visit.
This top side, more fights up here, as Asquai taking some very unfortunate hits, and Jack's really already starting to struggle.
I think that's about how this lane is supposed to go. It's a very, like, they both want to, like, do little scraps. So, like, it's
whoa! There is damage coming through onto Electric Boogaloo, and there will be the flash forward for the Q onto Masai. That will be the pickup for Sivir, and now Task once again struggling against this Tahm Kench. The Q stun will come in. Task going to get the pickup on the potion, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive, meaning that it is now 2-0 for the Tahm Kench, and he already has the Bramble Vest, already a beefy boy. I feel like
he needs a lamppost when you've got a tongue.
That's true. Licking is very effective in League of Legends.
A guy, you don't win that fight. Trust me, buddy. Kayn early is Yeah, he's not much.
He is not a very fun champ to skirmish as in the early game. A guy looking maybe to go into this mid lane onto Shadow. There is the engage. Shadow having to flash out of that event horizon. And the guy, unfortunately, did not really get any damage down. He's going to tax his mid laner anyway and say, screw you, I want money.
You haven't smited the minion. He's helping him push. He wants to reset and help him back.
Stop ruining my narratives.
But yeah, this is one of those things as Kane where you're like, someone please let me hit you. Please, I'll let you hit me back. Just let me hit you, please.
That is...
And that is an interesting part of playing Kane too, is it's okay to take losing trades early game if it means you get more essence. As long as you don't die and give up, pressure on objectives and stuff like that. So it's this balancing act of like, I know I'm weak and you know I'm weak, so I need to let you hit me so that I can hit you, but you can't hit me too much that I die.
Ooh, flash forward from Heartseed does not turn into anything there, so that is just a flash burn for nothing on the Lux, and very scary. Oh, there is more death happening up on the top side. Kane is looking to show up here. He wants some of that damage. There is the Gragas to provide a little bit of protection. He's going in. Buddy. Oh no, Ice Cream Guy might actually get...
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, yep, nope, he's going to die there, and nope, Silent.
No, he's not.
Silent, you gotta hit those, dude. You gotta... Stop. Okay, thank God the Tahm Kench died there, because I would have been actively calling up Riot to say, you guys need to fix this if he survived again.
Fix him. This is post-nerf.
This is not okay, is what it is, as topside is going horribly, horribly wrong for ImPerium.
I love Tahm Kench so much. That's so stupid.
Look, I want to say that I'm happy for you.
So you should.
I can't, but I want to. As Dive is coming out bot side, Phoenix does not have a support to help him. They bursted him down already, and an easy pickup there for Shadow with the Echo ult out.
Yeah, that's smart, and it means they get control of the dragon now too. And we do know they like to start stacking dragons pretty early. It is going to be harder once Ice Cream Guy starts to show up. That is a big catfish. He has Ninja Tabby and a Ramble Vest already.
And there really is, the only real AP damage they have is bursty AP with this Gragas, and with, oh, there's no Event Horizon for Zurzel now. Is Imp Shadow going to go in, try and get in on him, but does not get the passive damage off as the flash comes through from Zurzel. Not going to die just yet, and Tahm Kench doing Tahm Kench things.
Yep, it is. He's so good at trading and making the most of his little skirmishes because he heals so much off of his Q. I think that's the part of his kit that people kind of underestimate. Everybody likes to focus on his gray health, but that Q, oh, you get some major healing from it, from that and Grasp of the Undying. So yeah, it's really hard to trade into him.
Very, very much is. Just trying to hold on for dear life because he already has the Vamp Scepter picked up. Zurzel getting engaged on from Shadow, but here comes Guy, who's going to get the kill there with the ultimate. This Guy not only getting the kill, but getting exactly the damage that you want onto the character. There is a bind coming through. Phoenix is getting low and will be picked up from Masse. That is burst damage galore coming in, and now Electric Boogaloo trying to just trade here. There is the Sivir ult to give a little bit of move speed. The burst coming in once again and a double kill. So this bot lane is working out fantastically for ImPerium.
Yeah, really well played by Electric Boogaloo. That was a sick hook, good play. It's just unfortunate that Aphelios took all of Sivir and Lux's damage. You don't take that as any AD carry and be okay.
Aphelios early game, not exactly the greatest when compared to something like the Sivir. Trying to get as much out of these fights as it can, but goodness, it is... When your opponent can just keep tanking tower shots and really not give a damn, it is frustrating.
He's about to give a damn. I think he does die here, unfortunately.
I think he does die. That will be the engaged task going in, and that is the barrel. Silent Snow says, that's mine. You're not doing good in this game. Sit back. Give me the gold. We'll just walk away with Kane being on the Wolves there. That is not going to be a trade for anything on the bot side. And a nice pickup there for Silent Snow. Zerzel getting engaged on. That will be a trade with the Event Horizon and just both mid laners at half health.
So, I'm kind of interested to know why Zerzel took Predator, but still does not have boots 10 minutes into the game.
He does have boots.
He does?
Yes. Do you not? It's the last item in his inventory right now.
I see a Lost Chapter, Kindle Gem, Tear, and a Dark Seal.
Oh, the Vigar. I thought you were talking about Gragas. My brain turned off there, but there is another engage there. Another great bind. Electric Boogaloo getting low, but the damage is starting to turn around. It is red-white Aphelios, and you chose to fight. So it is going to be at least keeping the Thresh alive for now. They got to be careful. There's another bind coming through. Mase is going to do some damage, but it is Heartseed that picks up the kill. Kayn, meanwhile, fighting on the top side here as Silent Snow is getting engaged on. Guy is very, very damage heavy right now, and there is the ult from Zerzel just to pick up the kill. Ice Cream Guy trying to fight in this 2v2 here and getting a lot of damage on a Task Y, but that is not really the threat right now. Here comes Guy to come back in and try and get some more damage. Shadow now in a little bit of trouble, has the ultimate for the damage and will not die. A Guy stays alive, wants to come back in. Gotta be very careful how much you go in there, buddy. There is Guy going real deep under the tower, but may actually trade his life. Nope, Triumph is a rune that sucks to deal with.
Yeah, he's fine. He's out of there.
I hate that champion.
He's a big boy.
That champion is garbage.
And it's
Get rid
Red Kayn.
Busted. Busted. Remove it.
Ribbit. He's fine. He's fine.
Like, how low was he there? He was under 50 health.
Very low.
Under
very,
50
very
health.
But that is Red Kayn. That is completed at roughly 12 minutes into the game. That's pretty great, honestly. Yeah, and I feel like the only person who can really deal with a fed Rost is, the Jax, who is 0-4 at the moment. And that's not great. That's
not a fun time. Still red-white on this Aphelios as the dragon is going to be started up for the side of GNE. Now see this Vigar starting to get a little bit threatening, and like you said, the Kayn online as well. Genie's composition, it was already doing well in the early game, and I feel like it's starting to actually hit its scaling power points.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough to deal with a fed Vigar, Tom Kench, and Rost. Ignoring the bot lane that's going really well. Sivir's going lethality. Guess who's not shredding the Tom Kench?
Would it be lethality Sivir?
It is lethality Sivir. The only person who can really deal with a Tom Kench like this is... Oh,
Kayn coming in, does not hit the knock up there, and that will be the damage coming through on to the Lux. The kill will come through for a Guy, but he is under tower. He's going to get out. It is just a 1-for-1 ultimately, and Zerzel just gonna pick that one up. Shadow not even using the Echo ult.
Smart. Zerzel was waiting to use his ult because he knew as soon as he pressed R, it's really telegraphed. Shadow could just press R and maybe kill him, so he just didn't, and that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, and this Vigar is very fed. Has 159 stacks already on the passive and sitting currently at 291 AP.
Yep, I hope he goes Rabadon second. That is kind of the go-to if you're looking to just be the monster.
I mean,
that is fed Vigar.
I feel like he's gonna finish the tier item and then maybe go Rabadon.
You don't have to. That's the thing. Like, it's doing its job. It's giving you the sustain. Like, if you build it, what do you get? Like, more ability haste? Like, okay, that's fine. But also, if you go Rabadons, you're a monster that nobody can look at without losing half their health bar. So, I really like going...
No, look, hold on. I think you took that as me thinking that was the better call, which I do not think. But
okay, I just assumed you had the worst opinion. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well... I hate you.
Oh no!
Yeah, Tom
he's fine.
Getting engaged on, that will be the Abyssal Voyage out. And Tom Kench, not only is he tanky, he's a slippery little fish too.
He is a fish, and it's hard to pin him down. There's no barrels.
Have you ever
There's no
held a
gangplank
fish?
In this game. Yes, I have.
You're weird.
I'm Floridian.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Ask still trying to make these trades happen. Does dodge the tongue and maybe going back in, but hey, Grasp is a really good and balanced rune that everybody loves. Good. Event Horizon will block Silent Snow from getting in there, but I don't think Zurzel really has the opportunity. The Predator has still not been used. Here comes the Tahm Kench to try and turn things. He is beefy, but he does not have health, and that will just be the shutdown going over to Shadow. Guys coming in now. Zurzel still kiting this one out. Will just kill the Jackson. Does not care. Will die, but there is the Event Horizon to at least allow for a guy to pick up the kill onto Shadow. Now Silent Snow trying to run away. You cannot win this fight against the Kayn. He's going to get more damage down if you stick around, but he will back away. And a guy just 4-0 on this red Kayn.
We're gonna use the Herald, and I would like it if they just gave all of the gold to Aphelios.
I mean, you can't.
Is sorely. You could just leave. You can just give. I mean, yeah, the Herald gets some of the gold.
Herald will give the gold to whoever summons it.
I know, but like Thresh doesn't need to be there, is what I'm saying. Like, give as much gold to Aphelios as you can.
Nah, give the gold to the Thresh. Supports deserve gold too.
Sure.
Look.
Support main.
Shut up.
A little bias there, don't you think?
Let me have my moments here.
Oh no.
We get nothing
Really
already.
good hook.
There is the hook in there. Electric Boogaloo going to keep the Aphelios alive, but guess what? There's some burst damage on Silent Snow, who's going to come in. It is the trade there as Thresh actually
1v1ing
picks
the
up the
Gragas?
kill. Thresh is 1v1ing the Gragas until the Kayn comes in, and Thresh will get a double kill actually in that fight. So a little bit unfortunate gank turning there for for ImPerium, as now the Echo has to deal with the menace that has been created in the top side. Ice Cream guy is just raiding constantly, and Grasp
Doesn't even have any MR, by the way.
well, no, he does. He's going in.
I mean, in
Oh yeah, he has to flash out. TP coming in on the bot side, and that was a mistake.
that is a 0-7 Jax. That's not what you're looking for when you pick Jax.
I would say that there is not a champion that you are looking to go 0-7 on, as Ice Cream
Zion.
guy. You're not looking to do it.
I mean, sometimes you are. I'm not saying it's great, but that is
Ooh,
a strategy
good
that
hook
people have.
coming in here, and that will be Phoenix picking one up. Another engage. Shadow using the ult to get away, and will survive just for now. Another hook comes in, but does not hit. But once again, G&E getting something on the bot side in the meantime.
I love how little attention is being paid to these dragons, by the way. We're just fighting. We're team fighting. That's what we're doing. And just like the last game, it's more towers going in the favor of G&E while they're doing well in fights. So it's kind of just a net game by existing.
Yeah, it's kind of the same story that we got last time, and I would argue here that the scaling is much in favor of G&E as well. Especially with how far behind this Jax is, I can't see a world where he is of worth in this game, honestly.
So he is level 11. He's even with Tahm Kench in that respect. He did finish the Blade of the...
Uh-oh. Gavin is cut out. He is possibly gone. We will...
Hello?
There you are. I hear you. Don't know where you went
Yay.
there, but welcome back.
Weird.
Shadow now,
Yeah.
hold on, going in onto Zurzel here. Shadow getting low, and in the mid lane in a while there is Electric Boogaloo going down low, but not dying just yet. Has enough tankiness thanks to that Aftershock and will survive. A guy coming in to provide a little bit of protection there.
Oh, the Tahm Kench goes in. Tahm Kench gets snared.
Oh, you're a little ahead of me there, buddy, as Ice Cream Guy will now hold on just a little bit with you healing up. He's Tahm Kench. Red White Aphelios is now in play. Why does that do so much damage? As there is the engage. Ice Cream Guy going in. Shadow now getting chomped up as Silent Snow is going to try and provide some perfection. Phoenix, though, in the meantime, getting just taken down by the 2v1. And now here comes a guy to turn things. Does not get the kill on the Lux, so that will just be the death onto the Tahm Kench. And now flash away. Great flash from Silent Snow. Will keep him alive. Mase will stay alive with the spell shield. And Taskwai now up in this top side, able to do Jax things.
I really, really love the quick little look top, the whonk, 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 whonk.
There is no sound greater to me than Jax passive on towers. It makes me so happy.
He's even in farm. Like, he's not as far down as he could be.
He is currently 1,300 gold behind.
But, like, here's the thing. Stats on Tahm Kench just make him bigger of a meatball, and stats on Jax means he's a monster. So, I don't
Would you not
hate the Jax.
consider him, Tahm Kench, a monster at the moment?
No, yeah. I'm just saying Jax is way more of a damage threat, and once he starts getting items, he can start to neutralize the tankiness. Oh, no.
There is the binding, but there's a lot of damage coming in. That is a shutdown on Sivir there, as gobble up that Gragas. I don't know how he fits in that Tahm Kench, but he does. And now that will be Mase just popping the ult to get away. Trying to stay alive, rather, under this tower.
It's interesting that the Kayn is higher level than the top laner. I don't usually see that.
Ooh, Mase has to be
no?
careful.
Does he have ult?
Early spell shield being used there, and there is no ult, like you said, on the Tahm Kench, so not going to be eating up the Sivir. As once again, it is just Jax trying to do everything he can to catch back up into this game.
And he's doing a fine job. Again, like he is going to hit a point. It will happen where he is a monster, and like they've done an excellent job of delaying that. I think Tahm Kench is such a lane bully. It's so hard for anyone to play against him, let alone a Jax who needs assistance to get to those late game power spikes. But eventually, he will hit them. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Unless a little Yordle comes along and tells him to go away.
Yeah, so we will see. Vigar, as we are going to get a stack check right here, is on 266 stacks rather, and it's 729 AP. Does have the Rabadons in his inventory.
That's what we like to see.
Terrifying little boy right now.
So a guy went Fimbulwinter second item on Rost. I'm not a fan.
You're
though
not
I
a
do
fan.
get it.
I
do get it.
I'm surprised. I think Fimbulwinter is actually a really, really good item, especially when you do want to have a little bit of extra frontline. And I think that's, to me, that strikes me as what they want here, right? Because you have two high damage characters in Vigar and Aphelios. You don't need to output more damage because they're already not a beefy team that you're up against. Now, Taskwai, goodbye, buddy.
Oh, he's fine.
Is he? Flash will come through. There's the ward hop down the bot side, though. It will be ImPerium picking up the dragon now, as there will be the Gragas in the belly. But now it is a single Tahm Kench against the world, and he's trying his best to stay alive. A guy is coming around maybe to try and provide some protection, but it will not be. Another shutdown going over to the Sivir. That is now 8-0.
Yeah. So they're stacking Infernal Dragons. They have a Jax and a Sivir and an Echo. That's a lot of damage.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a lot of scaling.
That's a lot of scaling. Zurzel coming in to provide some protection. Task not going to get bitten in by it. The hook will pull into the event horizon, but not going to do anything just yet. So that will be the back away. Electric Boogaloo possibly getting out of here scot-free. Silent Snow maybe going in. That will be the Chilling Smite coming through. Looking to get in further. Event horizon will stop Gragas, but will not be enough to stop the Sivir, who is running down on the hunt, has been popped, and that will be a second Q flash burned from the Thresh. And in the meantime, just nothing being done on the opposite side. Genie not doing what they did in game one.
Yeah, I was just thinking that they had they had that chase happening for so long. They could have pushed mid lane in. They could have had someone go bot lane, push that out. They're not really doing much. They don't seem as coordinated as they did in the last game, which is unfortunate. Like Tom Kench is great, but I mean, even he, if he goes in alone, is still just gonna die. He maybe can live for a lot longer than someone else, but that doesn't mean anything if you don't have the damage to follow up. And so far, they're not being able to match the roams.
Ooh, Phoenix is getting caught out here. Here comes Tom Kench to just provide a little bit of protection. Does have the chomp, needs to get in there, but he can't follow up. He's being split up from the boy. Aphelios trying to stay alive. Flash will come through on Shadow and will pick up the kill onto Aphelios. Tom Kench also goes down. That is 3 kills for ImPerium, and they are going to turn on to the Baron immediately.
Yeah, they're just
just
better
better.
following each other. I wasn't gonna say that. I don't think it's true.
Oh my goodness here. Yeah, the Tom Kench lead feels like it's been squandered a little bit. There will be the kill onto Lux. The Primordial Burst still available and will pick up onto Silence. No! Who goes down? Maze now backing away, trying to stay alive. Keep the Baron up, as it is 3 people with the Baron.
And gold is still dead even. It's the same game as last game, except ImPerium are doing a lot better about grouping. I think if Genie had actually just stuck, like, because they keep getting these people caught out, and like that's an issue. But if you have the Kayn coming through a wall and a Thresh Hook out of Fog of War, that's fine because you can neutralize that man disadvantage that you're in. It's one of the beauties of Kayn is he can get to fight so fast and from such unique angles. Though.
Yeah, Tasquai getting caught out once again. Primordial Burst not available for the Vigard. Tasquai going in now as they are trying to hold off as long as possible. Here comes Shadow. That will be the kill now on to Zerzol as he will pick up that one. This ability to stay alive from Guy here is amazing. Heartseed getting caught out a little bit. Phoenix will pick that one up onto Heartseed. And now Maze is just absurd in the damage retrospective there. Silent Snow now in a 1v3, going to be backing out with the explosive cask. And now look at this Sivir. It feels like we're starting to get the opposite side of what we saw in game 1. All right, well, that's a thing that occurs.
That's useful health just there.
I also do want to ask you here what you think of the tank echo that is being built here.
Oh, I hate it. I think it sucks. I like,
Any further comment?
I don't know why you would go that. You have enough of a front line in the Jax and the Gragas. Echo is so good at damaging the backline. I don't. Your win condition is getting Aphelios and Vigar off of the team fight. Like that is your win condition. Tank Echo does nothing to accomplish that. Like it just does the Echo thing but worse. Like he lives longer, I guess, but that only benefits the other side. They have a better long form team fight.
Oh, Predator on the Vigar has been popped, so he is waddling menacingly. He's gonna just use the spell shield early. This is going to be a 3rd dragon picked up for G&E. Because there is nothing to be done. Shadow now trying to stay alive against this whole team that is being brought his way. That is going to be the tongue grab into the ultimate. Shadow going to pop the stopwatch, use the ult, and will get out. But lot of utility burned here. Jax is doing a lot on the top side, and the backs are trying to be stopped here. ImPerium really want to hold this off as long as possible. There is Event Horizon as here comes the fight, and that is a lot of damage being put onto the Lux going down. Shadow also falling. Primordial Burst. Zerzol is terrifying, and he's still running him down. The Predator once again burned. There is the
Thunk.
Oh, yep, Thunk is coming through on that top side. Look at Tasquai doing work on this inhibitor, and nobody is there yet. The we do see there, once again, Baxter stops. Silent Snow is going to die for this, but it is just the Tahm Kench going back on to the Jax, and I don't know if Tahm Kench can do anything anymore. He threw his lead. It's gone, and Taskwai does a lot of damage, but the rest of the team is coming to save the day, as Taskwai should be able to get out of here. Yep, we'll just hop to a minion and be safe. But now everything has changed. It is now G and E that are winning fights, okay, but losing out in a lot of macro, and ImPerium are getting things across the map.
Still up in gold, and I don't get it. I don't understand what is happening this game. But yeah, this is why I didn't want to doomsay on the 0-8 Jax too hard. Like, that's kind of the joke about Jax, is eventually he's still Jax. And as soon as he gets items, he will be able to just lamppost everyone to death. And it's like, Tahm Kench didn't throw his lead, I don't think. He's just been more concerned with team fighting, and as a champion, he doesn't scale as well into the late game. Like, and he's building full tank, whereas Jax is building full, I'm going to 1v1 solo kill you because I'm Jax.
I mean, there is that aspect, but I would argue that after starting off that game so strong, dying 7 times is a little bit of throwing the lead.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely been examples where he's gotten out and he's gone back in at like a fourth of his health, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna die there, man.
Yeah,
don't do that.
and it has been for no gain, really. So like, I do think there are aspects of that have been a little bit of a throw. Speaking of Electric Boogaloo getting too far forward, as Echo walks past and comes back for the kill. Guys now getting a little bit caught. The slows are becoming a problem, and now no wall dash here. Taskwai going to get in there and try and pull him back to the team, but not going to do anything for that. Zerzel now here. Event Horizon will push away ImPerium, but they are still looming, threatening even to try and fight this. Stun coming through from the Echo, as Shadow is buying a lot of time. There will just be the chrono break now. There is Tahm Kench. He is deep in the enemy team again, as Silent Snow is getting low and has to dash away. And Shadow going in once again, as that is the final spark for Kane. As now Ice Cream Guy trying to buy a lot of time for his team, but there is no follow-up. And Shadow is doing a lot of damage. Here comes On the Hunt. They are running in. ImPerium want this fight, but that is just the Gragas getting obliterated, and Aphelios is just free hitting onto the Sivir. Range difference is too much. Oh, wait, here comes fight still going. Shadow now gonna have another chrono break to get out. This chrono break cooldown is ridiculous, and there's the spell shield too, doing a lot. Ice Cream Guy once again going really deep here, and maybe getting the kill on the Sivir in the process. Event Horizon is popped and will just be the stun, so that is a pickup there. And now Shadow also getting low, but look at the Jax, he's still doing things there. That is the kill for Ice Cream Guy, but overall the base is starting to get ravaged.
I mean, that team fight lasted so long.
My voice is shot, dude. We cannot go to
oh my god. Infernal Soul's up in 20 seconds, and Jax is there first. And I feel like a lot of these fights that have been going ImPerium's way have been going that way because someone on G&E doesn't recognize, like, okay, this is a bad time to engage, or this is a bad time to contest. But they're all 5 in the same place now, and they haven't had this for most of the game. Ooh. So I feel like if there is a moment for them to come back into this,
here's
getting a double man knockup is how you do it.
Yeah, there is Ice Cream Guy going in. You are ruining the suspense, Gavin. You're too far ahead.
I'm going to pause for just a second. So
yeah. As now Silent Snow going in, will be under the tower, and Ice Cream Guy is just going to run him down. There is the Primordial Burst, but look at the top side. It is the back door coming through. 1 tower down. The team is here. Teleport just to get into this fight sooner. And now we see Shadow just staying alive, using that Zonia's, and now will flash away. Taskwai is still alive here. The ult does not come through. No chrono break, and that is just 2 deaths going over. But the Nexus turret has been taken down. 1 available yet for G&E, and that's all they got, protecting them and the end of the game.
These games are so good. They get the soul and they defend their base. So I mean, it can still go either way. All it takes is one solid team fight. Jax is down for 30 seconds. They can absolutely push mid lane in if they get this Baron and get that inhibitor. Uh-oh.
Yeah, here, Ice Cream Guy going in. A guy also going in and gets the knock up on a Heartseed. And Heartseed is going to be going down. Maze is also extremely low. They're just going to walk them down, get another 2 kills.
Big game.
And that is very, very close, possibly. Baron will be picked up, and Silent Snow cannot do anything about it.
This game is wild. I also just noticed, go ahead and check Vigar's items real quick.
Yeah?
Only
Anathemas?
normal mage items in there, huh?
Look, I like it. I love it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, it's smart.
Yeah.
You are the carry. If you die, the team fight's over.
And there is the hook onto the Jax once again. Task Y going down. And here comes the push from G&E. They have 2 seconds on the Lux yet. And they're diving in. Another great event horizon. 2 down. And Lux is all that stands between them and a 2-0. There they go into the fountain. Gonna just pop the Lux, and G&E, while it looked rough for a while, they eventually pick it back up for the win. What a series from both these teams.
It's the most fun game. I like those 2 games were the most fun that I have had casting. Those are so bonkers. Thank you. Those games. Kane won, by the way. I didn't even 8-1 and 14 on Kane. Yes, thank you. I don't think he was he wasn't the reason that they won. It was there was so much to go over that game. The team fighting was just so fun to watch. Both of these teams playing really well. ImPerium, keep playing like that because you almost had it. That was just. I think, if anything, just a little bit more disciplined on both of these teams could have ended it out either way. But wow, those games were nuts. It's hard to articulate feelings when they were just such bloodbaths. It was 42-24 at the end of that game, by the way.
Well, that is kind of a thing I want to talk about, though, because it was 42-24, but ImPerium were knocking on the door of the Nexus still, and not at all out of that game. So I feel like both of these teams did a really great job at keeping themselves in when things were going so topsy-turvy. It really felt like either of these games could have gone the opposite direction if there were just a couple of different plays made from ImPerium there.
Yeah, so on the side of ImPerium, you have to recognize they committed the cardinal sin in League of Legends, where if you're in a certain past a certain point in the late game where the enemy team has a ton of items, if you get caught, if someone gets caught, and the team fight keeps rolling, that advantage is super far in their favor because if you keep dying, they're gonna get the Baron, and then you keep sending one person because the deaths are so staggered. You're never gonna have a full team fight on even footing. So they're just gonna keep rolling over and rolling over and rolling over. So they just needed to stop and recognize okay, we lost the team fight. We're gonna give them Baron because if we keep fighting this, we're just gonna keep dying. It's gonna keep rolling. You just have to recognize that a snowball can form off of that, and it's really hard to recognize because it doesn't look that dangerous when it starts, but in the late game, Vigart is a champion that has stupid amounts of AP and can take towers like they are made of paper in the late game. So, yeah, it's just those games were nuts. Yeah, that was super fun. Thank you to both teams.
Very, very good. Yeah, big thanks to those teams for giving us some really great games after last week, which was
two very different Kane games, if I can say.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be real. Half of the reason I'm even claiming that is because Brandon's here right now, and I want to make him upset. So that will be it for us tonight, as that is just the 2-0 for G&E Amethyst. Great job by them, but I do really want to say ImPerium had some good stuff there, and I want to see them grow on that, because they've had some rough weeks. They still have yet to win a game, but there's something there. There's something that I can see forming there, and I really want to see them go further on that. That's it. You got nothing, Gavin?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading chat.
Terrible caster, terrible at your job. Well, because of that, you're
Game's
not going
over.
to get
I
to
don't have
say
to do it.
anything. You can
It's fine.
shut up. We're done. Goodbye,
I'm just
everybody.
gonna look at
We will
Kane's,
see
Kane's
you.
character portrait.
We will see
for a
you
while.
next week.
Bye.